to another episode of 5 Faves. This one is going to be all about homewares because I love shopping for homewares and I have a few favourite things that I thought would be cool to share with you around my house. So a couple of weeks ago I wrote a blog post where I interviewed Luke, my partner, about living in this space and his favourite things, so I'll leave a link to that down below if you want to see some more sneak peeks into my house. But today it's all going to be about certain things. Alright, so my first favourite thing that I want to talk about is my cushions. On this sofa we have 5 cushions and they're all pretty cool and very bohemian, and I saw them at the shop in Birkenhead called Crave and I immediately fell in love. So there's this one. It's pink, which I'm not really a fan of pink because it's like the world's girliest colour and it's very stereotypical, but I loved this one because it has little tassels on it and little jingly things, and it's just super bohemian and cool. And oh, the other 2 cushions on that side are just little ones from Kmart. They're kind of like filler cushions, I guess. They just add a bit of more comfort. I love a scatter cushion. I grew up with scatter cushions on my mum's sofa, so it was natural that it was going to happen on this sofa too. And I feel like it just makes the whole space look more cozy and more comfy and more inviting to come home to. The other 2 cushions are these big ones. So this one is by the same company as that previous one, and it's like this woven one, which I guess you could have DIY'd, but who's got time for that? And this one's just so nice anyway. And I like that all these cushions add real texture. And the last one is like the biggest one, and it's got these little shells on it, and I think they're fake shells, if I'm honest, because I think they're all way too identical to each other. But no, it don't matter, it's still real cool. It's like fluffy and big, and this one's really comfy to lie on. They're all by Stoneleigh and Roberson, so they are great makers of bohemian cushions. Be warned that these are super expensive. I did spend like my paycheck on it. Not my whole paycheck, but like my allocated spending money one week getting these cushions, but they made me so happy and we've been comfortable ever since. The next thing I want to talk about is a recent thing I got, and it's definitely going to become part of my nighttime routine, so if I had to film that video now, it would be added into it. It's a diffuser, and my therapist suggested that I get into essential oils, and I've never really considered them before. Scent really does have an impact on your emotions, so you can get scents like peppermint and like citrus smells, and they're very invigorating, and then you can get more relaxing scents like lavender and kind of mixes of relaxing scents for sleep. Basically what you do is you put some water into the diffuser and then you add a couple of drops of essential oil, and it kind of just mists it out into the room. The one I've got also has a little light on it, which I think is really cool and just makes the whole room cozy and super relaxing. We put it on last night to have a play with it and I ended up falling asleep. It's that good. I was at Kmart yesterday and I saw that they sold essential oils, so I picked mine up from them. Like, who knew that Kmart sold essential oils? And they're probably not like the best quality, but I guess it's my starter essential oil. It's great. If you guys have any recommendations for essential oils, please leave them down below because I think I'm going to be doing a lot more research into it. I didn't even know where to go to buy them. Like, I was that newbie into the world. So the next favourite is my tea and coffee and sugar canisters. The sugar and the coffee is stored in these ones, and they're just super cool, and they kind of have that handmade vibe to them, and they're grey and just nice, and I like how they're two-toned. I actually brought these from Kmart, surprise surprise, and it was a very spontaneous buy. So that looks really nice in our kitchen. Another exciting thing, which also came from Kmart, is my tea storage, which I love. I was looking online for a tea canister and I wanted a clear one so that I could see the tea. And they had quite a few ones online, but they were all very expensive. And then I was at Kmart one day and I saw this in the makeup section and I brought it, and it's perfect for storing tea. And the cool thing is, like, right now I have 6, but if I was ever to buy more tea I could just get another set of them because they're stackable. If you are looking for a tea storage system, I'd highly recommend going to the makeup section in Kmart. It works super well for tea and you can see all your tea that you need, and it just saves a lot of space instead of having a lot of different tea boxes. in your kitchen. On the note of kitchen stuff, I want to talk about the mugs and the plates. This is a huge kind of category, but I like them as a whole. We have an extensive mug collection because I have a problem and I'm very addicted to mugs. I haven't brought one for the past couple of months, so I'm doing well, but I just love mugs and I think they're great. They're like practical and you can also get really beautiful ones. I want to get more into like handmade ceramics and buying from, I don't know, handmade artists or whatever. And our plates come from either Kmart or Freedom Furniture. So with our plates we got black ones and then these kind of speckled ones. All of our bowls ended up coming from Freedom Furniture. So we have a set of these ones, which we have blue ones and grey ones, and we have 6 of them, 3 in each colour. And they're really cool because each one is super individual and none of them exactly match, but they're all from the same type. And then our other bowls are these ones, which are handmade in Thailand, and these ones were just a really spontaneous buy, but they're super cool. And these ones are deeper, which suits when we're having more food, and I just like it. And then our last bowls we got on special because they said that one of them were chipped, but none of them were chipped. And honestly, the reason why we got these ones was because I was a huge fan of this one, which has constellations on it. But these ones, oh, it is chipped now. Oh no. Oh, my favourite one is chipped. Oh. People often get kind of just like plain ones, but I think having fun with your serveware is a really awesome way to add personality to your home. And that's why I like the bowls that I have, and the plates and the mugs too. Moving swiftly along, let's talk about my desk. So the desk itself is a shared desk with Luke, and it is one of my favourite pieces, and it's actually the first thing we got sorted because Luke's a gamer and he needs a computer desk. And I hadn't had a desk in a long time, so it's really nice to have a desk to work at, to do blog stuff and to edit. Our desk is on trestles, and then we got plank of wood from Bunnings, and in the middle of our desk is I think it's called the Alex drawers from IKEA. My side is the right side and his side is the left side. Above my desk I have this wire hanging frame, which again I only recently purchased, but I feel like it adds a lot to the space. And then I have my embroidery stuff, like a clear Perspex desk organizer that holds all my notebooks, and then a little pen holder which I really like. And yeah, it's just super nice. My desk is generally like, it's got a coffee mug on it and it's got my laptop on it, it's got notebooks and probably embroidery thread that always sits on my desk, and it just makes me happy, and it's like a space where I can work productively, and I just think it's a beautiful corner of my home. So those are my 5 favourite things, but I did want to talk about, because it was really hard to decide only 5 favourite in homewares, and I guess this isn't really a homeware, but it is one of my favourite spaces, and it's the dining room. We got this table and chairs from Trade Me, and the chairs are those replica DS something or other chairs, I don't know what they're called, but they do look super cool in the house, and I love having breakfast and dinner there at that table. It's so nice having a table to eat food at and eat together. It's like a family. We always have fresh flowers on our table, which makes me happy, of course. And our photos, which you can probably see in the background, they actually came out of Frankie magazine, and we ripped them out and framed them. So one's of a donut and one's of some flowers and some sunlight, and it's got these yellowy tones to it, which is a colour I want to incorporate more into our house. But yeah, it just makes me happy, and it's a really beautiful space. So those are my 5 faves homewares edition. I hope you guys have liked it, and if you have any recommendations of places to shop for homewares, because we actually still have yet to finish the bedroom, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, it needs to be done, because I need a side table so I can put my diffuser on. Funny story is that we couldn't actually fit our bed base upstairs, which is why our bed is still on the ground, but we'll get to it eventually. We also need to finish the office, because aside from my desk, the other side of it is super messy. We need to get a sofa bed for the office. We want one of those, and I'll probably film videos in there, which is going to be super cool. And then we want to get a little make a little reading nook on that side of the lounge and get a chair and an occasional chair. But honestly, finding the perfect occasional chair has been so hard. But once it's done, if you guys are interested, maybe I'll do a bit of a home tour video or something like that. Maybe go room by room. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see, because it's all about the both of us. I'm getting really sidetracked, so I'm going to leave this video here and I'll talk to you guys soon.